Welcome to the second edition of Desert X, an art exhibition on a grand scale, with 19 installations throughout the Coachella Valley and beyond, ranging from the Mexican border to the Salton Sea, through Palm Springs to Desert Hot Springs. Desert X covers a vast area with incredible geographical diversity. Open to the public through April 21st, 2019. Desert X is not to be missed.
It's a pleasure to be here at Desert X with one of the artists, the installers. Amazing piece. This is Pia Camille, and her piece is called
Lover's Rainbow.
Tell us about it. We just saw a photo of it. It looks beautiful, and I don't know how you created it.
Well, it's a two-part piece. One is obviously here at the Coachella Valley, and the other one is in Guadalupe Valley in Baja.
And how did you decide the two areas?
So I was invited to do a residence in Baja, and I was thinking about a piece that could work for that particular landscape, and then I was approached by Desert X to also do a public work, and the conditions are very similar. It's almost identical landscapes.
Right.
And so, and it turns out they're almost in a straight line, one from the other, only separate about 190 kilometers apart in a straight line.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
And obviously the work is meant to, throw some light into current immigration policies and invite viewers to try to, if they please, to try to make the adventure and follow the rainbow.
So we're here with Ivan Agote. Is that correct? This installation is called A Point of View.
Yes,
Is
a
that
point
correct?
of view, yeah.
And so we are here, obviously, at the Salton Sea. Somehow you managed to pick a spot in a sea that is very big. How come this spot?
Oh, it was a big research in between the curators, the Desert X team, and even the contractors.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a year looking for this place and like having permissions and having like all kind of situations. So the contractor put us in touch with the landowner with this land. He was very generous and let us do the installation here.
And Claudia, you had
And
a question?
there are five sets of stairs that you created?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So there is 5. The installation is named A Point of View, and there is 5 different points of view. Then actually, it's like proposal to a space, like an elevation of the landscape, so you can kind of contemplate differently. You have these steps, and then you go to this platform, and then from this platform you can contemplate the landscape kind of differently. And on the steps there is this kind of poetry that are reflections about like the place, your relationship with landscape, with history, with economy.
And this is in both English and Spanish, is that correct?
Yeah, of course.
And you did that for a reason.
Because most of people in these towns speak Spanish, more than 60% of people. So it needs to be bilingual because it needs to be generous to.
I believe we're closest to Thermal. Is it?
It's closest. It's North Shore and Mecca.
North Shore Mecca?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're here at the wind farms with Nancy Baker Cahill, and your installation piece is?
It's called Revolutions.
Revolutions.
And it's very much a technical installation. It's an interactive
virtual reality.
It's actually augmented reality.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So actually the drawings, you're not wrong, the drawings were created in virtual reality in 360, but they've since been translated into augmented reality.
Okay.
So that part is exactly right.
And so for someone to get involved with this one, you need to have your iPhone, you need to download the
You need
app.
to download the Fourth Wall app, and it's 4TH, not the word the number 4.
Number 4TH, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it's available, this is important, it's available on all phones that are iPhone 6S and above, iOS 11, and any Android with AR core.
And for any of our folks who come in to check out this installation, do you need to stand in this one location and look at this one direction? Or
No,
doesn't
I
matter?
mean, we sort of perceive this as the ideal vantage point, but you can stand pretty much anywhere. It will appear, in relation to where you are. So if you're really far away, it's going to be small, and if you're closer, it'll be, bigger.
So I hear you're seeing flowers. So that's the augmented reality of looking at the windmills?
Well, the reason why I picked blossoms as my subject matter, yes, is because I was sort of I've always been sort of obsessed with these wind farms, and to me they really look like like an AI garden, like what a robot would do if they thought, well, let's plant a garden.
It's an idea, yes.
You know? And so I wanted to kind of create some dissonance between that and the actual biological, the beauty of the flora and fauna that's here. So all the colors were inspired by actual desert blossoms. And while this was created to solve a problem that we create, that is man-made, which is to say, climate crisis, and it's wonderful, and harnessing this energy is wonderful, it also involves, raising sacred land and kicking up some of the, the more natural elements that are native to this earth. So I imagine the blossoms as using them as inspiration. I kind of imagine them being kicked up and sort of tossed into the air and then becoming shattered in particulate. And so this drawing is actually part of a kind of call and response to the drawing I did that's at the Salton Sea Rec Center. And it also I wanted to underscore this idea of particulate life and of things being ephemeral. And this is an ephemeral medium. You can't see it with the naked eye, you can only see it here. Right. And it exists only when you take a picture or a video of it. So
what
it's
a
this
creative
very
idea.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
really.
So. Well, thank you for
well,
having
it's very
Thank you.
spiritual. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Okay.
So we are here with artist John Gerard, and this installation is called?
This is called Western Flag.
And it is the first installation that anybody would see coming into Palm Springs.
Yes.
That's correct?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the installation.
So it is, first of all, it's an LED wall, which is placed out in the desert here right beside the Palm Springs Visitor Center. And it's a virtual world. So it's a piece of software which is producing this image you can see behind us, which is a portrait of a site in Texas called Spindletop, where the very first major oil strike in world history happened in 1901, this huge oil strike. And the piece tries to remember that strike less to do with what it achieved, kind of automobile industry or changes in agriculture, and more what it left behind, which is carbon dioxide, which is building up in the atmosphere and posing all sorts of risks
and this is what we're seeing coming out of
culture.
The flight?
Well, I mean,
the idea
what carbon dioxide's invisible, so the piece tries to give it an image. And one of the ways I did that was to produce a flag of smoke. So it's not a national flag. It's a flag which, asks questions about the political risks of carbon dioxide. So it's kind of a little bit of an anxious object, I would say.
In Texas, standing there, do you see this or is it augmented?
If you're standing in Texas, you see the site we made a portrait of.
Okay.
And the portrait exists as a virtual world in the computer here.
Right.
But there is nothing of this in Texas.
Right.
This is completely virtual.
Right.
The flag is invented, but the portrait is of a real landscape.
And we are
so
here.
It's kind of a new media.
We are here during the afternoon.
Yeah.
But this event is 24 hours a day. Is that correct?
Yeah, for the next 3 months.
At night?
Yeah, it's like a beacon at night. It's like a torch. It's super bright. Light emitting diodes throw light into the world. They're not going to beat the sun, but in the evening it's super bright. It's beautiful. Dusk is amazing here. Yeah, 5 p.m. Yeah.
Sounds good. 5 p.m. Come on by and check this one out. So we're here with Cara Romero. She is the artist of this installation, Over Our Shoulders. And Cara, why don't you tell us a little bit about it quickly?
Sure. So I'm from Coachella Valley, a reservation that's about 150 miles from here. We share ancestry with the indigenous peoples of the area. The Cahuilla, the Serrano, Mojave, and Chemehuevis are all from Coachella Valley. And I had the opportunity to create an installation that was a response to the landscape. I definitely wanted to let people know that they're on Indian land. And it's a warm welcome to Coachella Valley. It's a chance to connect with the spirit people of the landscape. And just really excited to be a part of it. I hope everybody enjoys it.
We're here in this iconic Southern California garage. It's evocative of the 50s, of Ed Ruscha, of this classic Americana era. And Eric, I think, has done a beautiful job dressing the building effectively, using architecture in this incredible way. So please just join me in welcoming him. He'll say a few words. Thank you for being here with us today.
First, I want to thank the Desert X team. I really appreciate being included in this, given the opportunity to really think about space in a larger expanse, and really consider the desert as a site where painting could be expanded. I really consider this work coming from the tradition of painting. So if you can bend your mind and think about the surface of the fabric as a ready-made, and that the intimacy created with the surfaces could be potentially on your body. If you see this, the relationship between fragility ends up becoming subject. These fabrics are actually quite strong, but like really think about like a kind of sheath, a kind of scrim. It doesn't diminish the light, it doesn't diminish the architecture, it works with the architecture.
Well, we're in Coachella with the artist Armando Lerma at the water tower that he created this incredible mural. The name of the mural, Armando?
The name of the mural's in Visit Us in the Shape of Clouds,
Visit
which
Us
is
in the
a
Shape of Clouds.
reference to like a prayer for rain. There's a water tank.
Yeah.
And it's huge. So how do you back away to put that up there? This is actually a painting on the water tower.
Right.
Did you actually draw on the water tower?
I did. I didn't project it or.
Yeah.
But it's not that hard. It's pretty. If you know how to draw, it's just size, scale.
Not that hard. We can all do it.
No, if you have those, the lift, the genie, the booms, they're really good.
Is it safe to say that you have other murals, that you have a studio somewhere here in Coachella Valley also?
Yeah, my studio's here in Coachella.
And can people actually
Can
come
people
in?
visit?
Yeah, I have an open studio.
All right.
Oh.
And they can't obviously buy this, but you must have some kind of art that people can come in and take a look at.
Yeah, I have my studio set up like a little gallery. You can see art.
That's great. And the timing from doing this was, I think you said very quickly.
3 weeks. I was here every day. And
3 weeks with the whole
rain.
thing?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And I had one person
Rain,
helping.
we had a lot of rain in the last 3 weeks.
Well, thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, guys.
Okay, last tour of the day at the Wave, and we're so fortunate to be here with the co-curators of Desert X, Matthew Shum and Amanda Hunt.
They have been leading us throughout the day. How long have we been out now?
Oh my
4 or
goodness.
5 hours?
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. This is a work by Post Commodity, and
Yeah.
Post Commodity is an indigenous self-determination group. What they did when they came to Palm Springs is they interviewed several mid-century homeowners, and then they used the interviews in different sets and staging with young millennial actors. So some of the things that were said in the interviews were then turned into lines that these millennials will say
And this
here.
is what we hear in the background.
And so the sound piece also involves recordings from the valley, across the valley, the San Andreas Fault, and different, seismic activity. There's recordings from a windmill. So you get some of the different sounds that move through the valley, as well as the sort of sounds that would fill a house like the famous Walter White Wave House where we're standing.
Thank you so much.
Desert X.
Great. Thank you much. We appreciate it.
Well, right now, right here, we're standing on the San Andreas Fault.
That's right. It's pretty amazing to actually think about that. Right?
Yeah, thinking about, and there's a big oasis underneath.
That's correct. And one of the ways you can prove that there is an oasis is that behind us, first of all, we have the Ghost Palm, which is one of the installations here.
By Catherine Ryan.
By Catherine Ryan. But if you look a little bit further up the hill, you can see more of the palm trees up there. And it's kind of odd to figure that there's actually that much greenery out here, and that's because the water is running under here, under the fault lines that are here.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. I think what Catherine was doing was sort of trying to echo the Washingtonian palms in this. It's a pretty amazing sculpture.
It is pretty amazing. It's actually 20 feet tall, which is my understanding. And there's kind of 3 different parts to it. There's the bottom part, which are the pane windows, which kind of is a throwback to the mid-century modern era, I
think
guess.
it's like Victorian greenhouse.
That's correct.
With the mid-century modern chandelier.
Exactly. And then the palms up there are made out of like a plastic material. Yeah. And depending on what time you're here, you can actually hear those chandelier sticks bouncing together and the palms in the wind, which is pretty interesting.
I think we are.
Let's see.
Can you hear that?
You can hear them. They're there.
Yeah, nice.
So we had a great Desert X 2019 experience.
It was amazing. Yeah, it's 2 full days and nights of traveling all around the Coachella Valley.
I don't think I have ever hit so much or traveled so much land here in the valley floor than I have in the past couple of days.
Back on the bus.
We have been from Palm Springs to Indio to
the Salton
Sea. And if you actually take the whole trip, there is another part of this out in Baja, Mexico. I think it's easy to say that we're grateful that we had an opportunity to see this. Definitely suggest that viewers come be part of it. It's here until
April 20th, which is, I think that's great, that it sort of extends, you know, before modernism, after modernism, into the spring. Desert Bloom will be here. I think it will be magnificent this year with all the water, all the rain, and all the snow that we've had.
Exactly.
So, Desert X is...
Come out.
Do come out.
Enjoy the journey, enjoy the experience.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yes.